Following video that you are about to watch is a blueprint study session that myself, Brother Blalen, and Brother Midnight shared with each other. Brother Midnight phone kept going in and out, so he really didn't do too much participating with us. But I want you all to watch how the build session went between us, me and Brother Blalen. This was my very first time ever communicating with this brother. So it wasn't pre-rehearsed what we was going to discuss or none of that. It was just raw, uncut footage of how we was just studying back and forth without arguing and sharing our thoughts with one another on how we supposed to. And this is a true example on how we should be studying with one another. You know, I want to thank the brother Wody from out of North Carolina for introducing me and the brother Blalen. So we have been friends on Facebook, but we had never spoken to each other before. So we missed the very first part of the study. So I'm picking up in the study where the video began. You know what I'm saying? Where we began recording it at. I wish we could have caught the very beginning of it. So, because I normally don't share conversations that I have with brothers on the very first go around. But this is one conversation that I had to share with the brothers and sisters so that everyone can see how a build session is supposed to go with one another, how iron sharpens iron and how man sharpens man. So sit back, watch it, and let's get to it.
I was homeless, I didn't have a house, sleeping in my car outside my friend's house. He walked out, said come inside, while you sleeping in your ride. You know it's cold outside, gave me food, ain't no place to live. Good advice, better than better, so get on the grind. Don't give it my nigga, you destined to shine, get on your feet, nigga.
Which is, we know, when the knowledge becomes systemized, organized, and directed towards a specific purpose, civilizations were built around the effect. To be systemized is to be structured.
True.
Just to have a format. We know what organized means. It means to be united. And directed means it has a purpose. It has a goal. It has a mission to achieve. When that has been done, then we can erect the organization, the brotherhood, the sisterhood, our communities, whatever the case may be that we're dealing with, in the proper manner. Now, this is also key in the unification. In that time, particular individuals excelled in knowledge, thereby acquiring wisdom and understanding. Based upon their wisdom, the ability to apply knowledge wisely, and understanding, the ability to settle disputes and maintain order through a fair and just interpretation of the laws and principles. These particular ones became known as kings, queens, and the ruling class. Now, I'm gonna pause right there for a minute because this is vitally important. Because if we recognize what's being said, those who had the proper knowledge, gained the wisdom and developed into an understanding, became the leadership of their society, their civilization, their community, their neighborhoods. They became the leadership. As well, we see within our organization that those who excel in the teachings from the blueprint and the lit pack, as we know, have become the leadership, which the blueprint tells us that in the, I want to say it's the preface or introduction of the blueprint, where it says that those who have evolved in these teachings shall be called the leadership.
That's in the blueprint.
Yes, sir. So the 6 principles that we've been given and the 6 laws are not just simply action, behavior, and attitude. It's a way to build civilization, society as a whole. And we must unite around the idea and concept that we are the ones who should be civilizing our savage society, our savage community. That's what these teachings are designed to do, civilize people. Because you can't have a civilization. The people are not first civilized.
That's right.
The civilization is a reflection of how civilized the people are. And with that, I yield the floor.
Okay. I'm gonna start where you left off.
Yes, sir.
The fall of mankind came from man's misuse, selfishness of these laws and principles. Okay.
Yes,
in order that it may dominate others through their ignorance, illiteracy. So that is why it is important that we all understand the laws and policies that governs us. The same way it is important for us to understand the laws that governs us in the United States. Because when you don't know the laws and policy, that is when you are abused. That is when you are misused. That is when your ignorance, which becomes your illiteracy, plays against you. So that is why I always teach and recommend that all brothers and sisters learn what governs them. Because if you don't know what governs you, then you open up the door for the fall of mankind, for those who know, who don't have your best interests at heart, to misuse you. It says, eventually, mankind's fall from these laws and principles brought about slavery and the law of the jungle, which is the basics of capitalism. The strong preying on the weak and the intelligent dominating the illiterate. So, why you think there is so much misleading inside of the organization today? Because we have those, the intelligent, dominating
the illiterate.
Dominating the illiterate. And teaching them the wrong way. There you go.
Yes, is it safe to say that in that context, our number one enemy is illiteracy?
Yes, sir.
So with that being said, the fight against illiteracy will also be the prevention of the downfall of the organization.
Exactly. Because when you teach it and people are learning, then you have a society that flourishes. Look at any developed country throughout the world. Then you look at their education system. Then you'll see why the country is so developed or why the country is so underdeveloped based on the education system. So based upon our education system, will determine the continuing emergence of the organization or the eventual collapse of the education, of the organization. So this is why education is so important. And remember this term, what I'm finna say to y'all. The man with one eye amongst the blind is king. So those, I'm gonna use that in this term, those with a minuscule amount of intelligence is king to those who are illiterate. Remember that. So do not ever allow somebody to diminish the importance of education. Because America wouldn't be America without its education system. It wouldn't be without its universities. That's why you have people that's going to MIT, Harvard, Yale, Brown, That's why darkness. That's why you have these people going to these prestigious universities. They get the best education. And those with the best education is leading. Those who don't have no education are left at the perils of those with education. You know, although the reemergence of these principles is changing much of that, let us not forget that the downfall of many civilizations was a direct or indirect result of these principles being neglected by the masses and or the ruling class. Let's think on that. We're talking about the principles. Love, life, Lord, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. So the downfall of civilization came from the neglect of the masses and or the ruling classes, or the ruling class of those principles. Love, life, Lord, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. So with the downfall of our organization, because of the neglect of the masses or the membership and or leadership?
I would say no, because we're not going to have a downfall.
But watch this here now. Let's
Yes,
stick
sir.
let's stick within the black and white.
Let's go for it.
The black and white says, although the reemergence of these principles is changing much of that, it's changing much of that. Let us not forget that the downfall of many civilizations, or let's use that civilization as organization, was a direct or indirect result of these principles being neglected by the membership instead of masses, and or
And
the leadership instead of the ruling class. So you said that no, because we're not going to allow it to fall. That's where your teachers and your educators come in at, because you have to continuously teach the true essence of the principles of love, life, Lord, and knowledge, wisdom, and understanding.
Yes,
You see what I'm saying?
Yes,
That
sir.
is why teaching is so important. You know, and it says, through intense study, observation, research, and many trials and errors, these principles has been time tested and found to be true.
True.
May I ask a question at this point?
Man, yes, sir. Let's go.
Okay. In reference to what you were saying with the leadership as a ruling class and masses and membership, right?
Right.
I was thinking the first step to a downfall would be the lack of love.
Yeah. That's
now,
right.
that lack of love is displayed through a lack of initiative.
True.
In turn, that either puts the leadership in, as an example, a big I, little you mentality, or it puts the masses or membership in a lazy mentality.
All that could be true. All that is part of it. But now let's ask this question. Let me ask you a question.
Feel free. Hopefully I have the answer.
According to the teachings of our teachers, you said the lack of love, right?
Right.
So what do love to you means? When I say love to you, what am I saying to you?
that I'm willing
according,
to accept responsibility with you and for you. That's paraphrased, not quoted.
okay, let's get the quote. I am willing to accept responsibility for you, and I am willing to share responsibility with you. That goes right into what you just said. That is why we have to be able to use all of the black and white as a cross reference to each other, because wherever we go, we're going to be able to see it in the black and white. So we can go into the regular literature, and that would take you to the blueprint. And we can go to the blueprint back to the literature. One piece will take you to another piece in the blueprint, and the blueprint will take you to somewhere over here and over here and over here and over here. That's how you get your understanding. They are as necessary, they are a necessary part of any society. The principles that we live by are a necessary part of any society. This fact alone makes these principles universal in their application. So what is the root word of universal?
Unite.
What is unite?
Means one.
What is verse?
Unit.
One script. One
Script.
universal. We know a verse is just a script, right?
Correct.
The one script.
Yeah.
That's it. See, as teachers, we have a responsibility to take these words, to take these phrases, to take what you just did, Blake, and break it all the way down so that even a baby can understand it. That is what we are supposed to do. Now, for us to imagine the 6 principles of growth and development to be anything less than universal laws and principles is to shortchange ourselves and our rightful place in history. So that means we lessening who we are. If we don't truly understand and we don't truly take on the 6 principles that governs us, we lessening who we are.
That would be a form of self-hatred.
Man, say it again.
And then that self-hatred will lead you to hating your own brother.
Oh, whoa. Hold on now. Just said something, did you? Did you say something? Did you just say that?
I might have said a little something.
You might have said a little something.
A little something.
A little something. Let's see something though. But we're gonna see what you just said. We're gonna see. We're gonna see exactly what you just said. You also mentioned this problem in the beginning, laziness. Then you hit us with the second problem, self-hatred. And what is self-hatred? Hating your fellow brothers for getting out of his seat to be somebody. Sitting back with animosity, speaking down upon him for having the initiative to try tasks that you refuse to attempt. Feeling that he is conceited when he doesn't have time to play crazy games with you. But he is trying to be somebody in this world. Many of our brothers suffer from this mental disease. Be it known that we would not tolerate you downgrading a brother putting forth the effort in this organization which you refuse to put forward. Our concept teaches you to aid and assist your brother in all righteous and righteous endeavors. Instead of speaking down upon him, aid him by rendering you assistance to him if needed. This is organization. So what you just said, brother, would be totally that would be total self-hatred. What you just said.
My brain ticket, so you gotta excuse me for a minute. I apologize. Because as I'm analyzing the information, if a brother sees another brother and or sister striving and they downgrade them or downplay them, or however you like to word that would, and not aid and assist that person, that can cause a disruption. Because it shows a lack of unity.
That's right. That's right. So we have a few more minutes, man. So let's try to sum this up. This has been a great, I've seen a lot, my best to make sure, you know what I'm saying? He got the Detroit Lions hat on, so you know ain't nothing working over right in Detroit. So, you know. Well, I just want y'all to know though, Blalen, you over in Baltimore, we got to play the Ravens, and you know we got to play the Tigers, the Lions. So, I'm sorry, and, Blalen, I want you to beat the crap out of the Lions, but I just want to tell both of you brothers that we are going to smash the Lions and the Ravens. We're gonna pluck that little bird. You know what I'm saying? So
it sounds nice. We're gonna see.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna pluck that little bird. So
hey, he feeling a certain type of way because the boys lost yesterday, man.
oh yeah, that ain't nothing, man. You know what I'm saying? Even a bomb stumbling across a meal every now and then. You know what I'm saying? A bomb can't eat out. A bomb can't eat out the garbage. Yeah, a bomb can't eat out the garbage can all his life. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna get a meal somewhere. You know what I'm saying? So don't worry about it. We'll be out.